I'm 81 years old, and most mornings now begin the same way. I wake up before the sun, not because I'm rested, but because my body no longer knows how to sleep deeply. I lie there for a while, staring at the ceiling, listening to the house breathe. It's quiet in a way that feels permanent. And lately, in that quiet, one thought keeps returning, heavier each day. I've reached the end of my life, only to realize I've never truly started living. I don't say that for drama. I say it because it's the only honest way I know how to describe this feeling. When you're young, you think regret will arrive loudly, like an alarm. You imagine one terrible mistake, one clear failure. But that's not how it comes. It comes softly. It comes disguised as responsibility, as patience, as doing what makes sense at the time. I'm telling you this now because there isn't much time left for me, and because there's nothing left for me to prove. I'm not looking for forgiveness. I'm not trying to rewrite anything. I just want these words to exist somewhere outside my own head, before they disappear with me. When I was younger, I thought life would begin later. That sounds strange when I say it out loud now, but that's exactly how it felt. Later, after things settled down. Later, when work wasn't so demanding. Later, when the kids were older. Later, when there was more money. Later, when I wasn't so tired. Later became my favorite word, and it ruined me quietly. In my 20s, I was proud of how serious I was. I had a job that didn't excite me, but it paid the bills. I told myself excitement was for people who didn't understand how the world worked. I woke up early, came home late, and felt a strange satisfaction in being exhausted. It made me feel important, needed. I didn't hate my life back then. That's the part people don't understand. I wasn't miserable. I was just absent, always thinking about the next thing, the next step, the next year. I remember telling myself, this is just for now. I said it so often, it became background noise. Just for now, I'll skip dinner. Just for now, I'll miss the birthday. Just for now, I won't take the trip. There will be time later. There was always something that felt more urgent than being present. I got married in my early 30s. She was patient, kinder than she should have been. She believed in me. She believed that the life we were building would eventually slow down enough for us to enjoy it. I believed that too, or at least I told her I did. We had children. I remember holding my first child and feeling terrified, but also strangely distant. Not because I didn't care, but because I was already worrying about how to provide, how to protect, how not to fail. Love for me immediately turned into duty. I was there, but I wasn't really there. I missed small things, then medium things, then big things that I told myself weren't really that big. School plays, long conversations, quiet moments that didn't seem important at the time, but now feel like the entire point. I thought being reliable was the same as being present. I thought showing up physically was enough. I didn't realize how often my mind was somewhere else, calculating, planning, bracing for the future. Years passed like that, not dramatically, just steadily, one calendar flipping into the next. I'd come home tired and tell myself I deserved rest. I'd sit in silence instead of asking questions. I'd nod through conversations instead of listening. I wasn't cruel. I wasn't neglectful in obvious ways. I just wasn't fully there. And that absence adds up. By the time I noticed something was wrong, it already felt normal. The cost didn't arrive all at once. It showed up in little comments, in the way my wife stopped asking me certain things, in the way my children learned not to interrupt, in the growing quiet at the dinner table. I told myself this was just how life was. Everyone was tired. Everyone was busy. This was adulthood. I didn't see that I was slowly trading my life for a version of safety that never actually made me feel safe. Then came the years where things started ending. My parents got old. I visited, but not enough. I told myself they understood. I told myself there would be more chances. Then suddenly, there weren't. I stood at funerals thinking I should have asked more questions. But even then, I didn't change. Grief didn't transform me. It just made me quieter. My marriage changed too. Not with shouting or betrayal, just distance. We became polite, efficient, like co-workers managing a shared project. We knew each other's schedules better than each other's thoughts. I remember one night she said, very calmly, "You're always here, but you're never with me." I didn't know how to respond. I felt accused, but also exposed. I promised I'd try harder. I meant it. I just didn't know how to be different. Trying harder, it turns out, is meaningless if you don't understand what you're trying to change. The real turning point didn't come with a big argument. It came with an illness. She got sick. Slowly at first. Appointments, tests, waiting rooms. I was there for all of it. I did what I knew how to do. I organized. I managed. I handled logistics. But I still didn't know how to sit in the fear with her. I still thought being strong meant being composed. I didn't realize that what she needed most was not my efficiency, but my presence. She died on a quiet morning. No dramatic final words. Just a hand that slowly went still in mine. After that, the house became unbearably silent. Not peaceful, empty. The kids were grown by then. They called, they visited. They had their own lives. I don't blame them. I taught them, without meaning to, how to live without me. That's when the clarity finally arrived. Too late, of course. It always arrives too late. I look back and realized I had spent my life preparing to live, but never actually living. I had postponed joy, postponed rest, postponed honesty. I treated life like a rehearsal that would eventually lead to the real thing. There is no real thing later. This is it. This was it. What can't be fixed now is the hardest part to accept. I can't go back and sit longer at the table. I can't hear the questions my children stopped asking. I can't undo the years I spent emotionally unavailable while believing I was being responsible. I can't explain to my wife who I might have been if I'd understood sooner. Time doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care how reasonable your excuses were. Now at this age, people treat you gently. They assume you've made peace with things. They tell you you've lived a full life. I smile and thank them, because that's easier than explaining that fullness and busyness are not the same thing. Some days I feel grateful. I won't pretend otherwise. I had moments of happiness. I had love. I had meaning. But layered through all of it is this deep, steady sorrow for what I missed while I was busy being careful. Loneliness in old age isn't just about being alone. It's about realizing how much of yourself you never shared. If you're listening to this and you're younger than me, I don't want to tell you what to do. I wouldn't listen either. I just want to tell you what I wish I had known. Presence is not something you earn later. It's something you choose now, again and again, even when it feels inconvenient, even when it feels inefficient. The people you love won't always ask for your attention. They'll stop asking before they stop needing you. And life doesn't wait until you're ready. It just keeps moving, quietly collecting the days you assume you'll get back. I used to think I was being strong by holding everything together. I see now that I was afraid of slowing down, afraid of feeling, afraid of discovering that the life I was working so hard to protect wasn't actually fulfilling me. If this story meant something to you, you don't need to change your whole life. Just notice where you're absent. Notice what you keep postponing. Those small delays are not small. As for me, my time is short. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in the way memories come faster than plans now. I've made some peace with that. Not because I've resolved everything, but because fighting it takes too much energy. I sit by the window most evenings. I watch the light fade. I think about how many sunsets I saw without really seeing them. This is not a warning wrapped in hope. It's just the truth, spoken late. I didn't fail. I didn't ruin everything. But I waited too long to live honestly. And now, at the end, that's the part that hurts the most.